Coach, you said at practice a couple days ago, it starts with Kevin and Devin. They combined for 86 tonight. What was different about the way that they played?
Well, I actually thought we did a pretty good job on KD, aside from the fouling. You look at his line, 12 of 31 from the field. But our defense on Devin Booker was unacceptable. He's a hell of a player. And I told our guys before the game, you know, no team's ever come back from a 3-0 deficit. So understand what you're getting ready to face. And, you know, I think we had that third quarter was tremendous. We got back in the game being down 15 at halftime, but we were letting him just walk in to pull up threes, you know, so he was 20 of 25. I wasn't a math major, but that's a really high percentage. So we got to be a hell of a lot better. They played fast tonight. Cameron Payne really set the tone with that. Makes, misses turnovers. They got out and ran. 23 fast break points is way too many. So we'll watch the film. We know they're a good team. We knew what the series wasn't far from over. So give them credit. They did what they were supposed to do.
You mentioned that third quarter. What did you guys talk about at halftime? What adjustments did you guys make that led to that big run?
Just being a hell of a lot more physical, a hell of a lot more aggressive. I felt that that first half, they had us on our heels. You know, we were counterpunchers in that first half. I felt in that third quarter, we came out looking to hit first, and we had them on their heels, and you know, we were able to take the lead. But you know, you just can't defend for one quarter and expect to beat a really good team in their building.
Michael, when they started that fourth quarter, they came out with Durant and Booker on the floor against your guys' second unit. How big did it feel like the momentum changed kind of just in that couple-minute stretch to start the fourth?
Yeah, I mean, I was forced to take a quick one, Harrison. I think it was a 7-0. I think it was a 7-0 run right away. I mean, and like in transition, Cameron Payne, no one picks him up. He takes a pull-up three. Like they have guys that can make shots and make plays other than Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. So I felt we did such a great job of getting back in the game in the third, but then to start the fourth, just very lackadaisical, and that's why I called the timeout and cut Nicola right back in the game. That's the first time in the playoffs where I felt like I had to do that, where fourth quarter, team goes on a run, well, let's get our MVP back in the game. But, yeah, they got off to a great start and had us on our heels right away.
You've talked about how you haven't faced a lot of adversity so far in the postseason. Does the third-quarter run sort of give you confidence in your ability to handle that going forward, or is there any level of concern beyond just them getting back within a game in the series?
No, I mean, I'm confident in our guys when we do face adversity. I mean, this is a team that's been through a lot over the last 3-4 years. 3-1 deficits, injuries, whatever you want to call it. This team always responds. You know, it's just in our nature. It's in my nature, and I think we're going to keep on fighting no matter what. Our guys understood that this wasn't going to be a sweep. Like, you know, we weren't just going to beat the Phoenix Suns 4-0. There's a reason that everybody's picking this team to come out of the Western Conference. So they played really well tonight. Their two best players did what they're supposed to do. They put the team on their back, and they had great nights. And our defense has to be a hell of a lot better come Sunday afternoon.
Michael, what was your evaluation of Mike Porter, and what maybe specifically do you want to see more from him?
No, I thought Michael, you know, again, I knew it for myself. I had to find a way to help get him going, you know, after game 1 and 2. That's not just on Michael Porter. That's on me as a head coach. How do I find a way to get him going? He's so important to our team. So 21 points, 12 rebounds. That's what I like, Paul, is that I felt in the first 2 games he wasn't making shots, but I didn't see the rebounding. I didn't see the other things that we need to see. And tonight I felt that he was 6 of 10 from the 3, made a couple late to kind of keep us within striking distance, but the rebounding, being 6'10", using your size and length out there, helping us on the glass. You know, it's the first time I think we rebounded our opponent. We lost in the postseason, but I rebounded them by 10 tonight. So a good game from Michael Porter. It was great to see him make shots.
Michael, I think they were in the bonus like 3 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah.
How important is it for you guys to stay out of those situations? That seems like a hell of a team to guard when they're going to the line.
Yeah, it's funny, Vinny. That was a huge point of emphasis going into this series. You know, once again, go back to the Clippers series. They averaged 29 free throw attempts a game. And that was such a, you know, much talked about after the first 2 games. We were keeping them off the foul line. We were making them work for everything. I think at halftime, Kevin Durant had taken all their free throws. You know, he was 11 of 12. The team was 11 of 12. And they get there 18 times tonight. He gets there 16. So you cannot give that team any easy points, whether it's off turnovers, which we turned it over a lot early, whether it's on the offensive glass, whether it's on the foul line. We have to control those areas and keep them to a minimum.
What did you guys do in the third quarter to get back into the game, and what did you guys do in the second quarter to get down 15 in the first play?
I mean, I'll have to watch the film. I mean, these two-part questions are hard for me, man. I went to Loyola College. But in that third quarter, it was simple. We defended. You know, that was the one quarter where I felt our defense was where it needs to be, on the road against a team that is, you know, backs are against the wall. So what we did in that quarter is what we did in the late season games when we played here. They were big. I told our guys, we're going to get back in the game. I know we are, because they're going to let us. But we have to make the change in our defense, our rebounding, our fast break. And we were the aggressors. We were the more physical team. And now how do you sustain that for 4 quarters? That's the challenge. And, you know, like I said, we'll have a chance to go back and watch the film and clean some things up tomorrow and try to be a little bit better on Sunday.
Coach, what was the mood in the locker room? What was kind of the mood when you went in there and spoke to the guys?
Guys are, you know, like, we're not down in the dumps. I think our guys understand. Give them credit. They're a good team, but we can play a hell of a lot better. And I think nobody in that locker room felt we were just going to come to the Western Conference semifinals and sweep the Phoenix Suns, you know, with the amount of talent they have. So it's one loss. You know, we don't get too high after the wins. We don't get too low after the losses. Let's be honest with ourselves and watch the film and see what we can do better. And I think the overriding theme was, to a man in there, I think we all felt we could have played a hell of a lot more physical and aggressive than we did tonight.
What was your read on Jamals' performance in this game and kind of the ebbs and flows of his play?
Yeah, I mean, Jamal was, was really trying to carry the team tonight, got off to a tremendous start. You look at his line, 32 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal and 1 block. He played 41 minutes, obviously. He's garnering so much attention out there, and I think when we watch it on the film, he'll be able to see it. He's doing his job. He's got 2 defenders on him at times, and that's where he just got to trust his teammates and maybe get off that ball, because, you know, I think a huge part of their game plan is to somehow, some way slow down Jamal Murray and force him into tough shots. But, you know, I think Jamal played his heart out, did the best he could tonight, and I think everybody kind of followed suit. But I think Jamal will be a hell of a lot better come Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a watch the film thing, but it seemed like they were able to get downhill maybe a little more easily by rejecting screens today. Was that something that you saw, or did you feel like there was something that happened that caused that on your end?
Yeah, it's funny. You know, that was another point of emphasis when they play their pick and roll game, making sure we're sending them to coverage, you know, so that, you know, we can have the 2 defenders there, especially when Kevin Durant's handling or Devin Booker. And now when they reject, because we're up at the level and they reject, we're down 2 defenders. And now they're getting downhill into the paint and scoring easy. So we have to do a better job of communicating earlier and then honoring that call and sending the ball to the coverage. But I think the one thing that really bugged me tonight was I thought we had just some awful transition defensive possessions. You know, to only have 13 turnovers for 10 points, 27 assists is a pretty good number. But there were just some examples, I think, even late in that third, was it, you know, Devin Booker just walks into a pull-up 3. We're guarding him 2 feet inside the 3-point line. He's had 47 points tonight, man. Like, what are we doing? So, yeah, we'll watch the film and look to see where we can be better from transition to pick and roll, trying to get the ball out of those guys' hands and the rotations behind it.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it, everybody.
Thank you, Coach.